looking down on them or anything. But you know, if someone was just like a laborer versus someone who's really renowned and really well respected in their own field, what they talk about, what they say will have very different influence. We can build relationships for Taiwan, and we really should encourage others and believe in yourself that you can do something. So this is Wang Jianming. We all know that he doesn't really have to say much. He just said, I'm Taiwanese. And that has very important implications for many of the people in Taiwan. You know, it's not, his job is not a politician. He's a Facebooker. And this is Zheng Yani, and she is also very important. She goes out play golf. Everyone says, yeah, that Taiwanese golfer. You know, these are some of the things. And then we have the Taiwanese American. We have Jeremy Lin. So my parents were visiting me, and Jeremy was playing in Indianapolis. It's about 2 hours drive. My parents are like, oh, we should go there. We should go and watch it. And then they tell everyone, oh, 我不是来教看你的，我是来看 Jeremy Lin. So my parents said they are there to watch Jeremy Lin. They visit and not to watch to come and visit me. So whatever. So yeah, we make friends, and especially I was chatting with Jiajun, you make friends with the staffers as well, and network. So everyone can do something, nothing's ever too small. All right. Let's go there. So when I was in Australia, I have to first understand how the political system works. And now in America, I'm kind of struggling because now I have to keep update with news in Taiwan, news in Australia, and news in America. So it's kind of a lot of work, but I think it's worth it. Then I participated in political parties and their campaigns, made some friends, talked to members of parliament, and most importantly, I did not come up with all these ideas myself. I learned from what the 前辈in FAPA used to do. That's what they did, you know, make friends, and that's how you have influence. So this is called Noel McCoy. So he's the same guy I showed earlier. This was he was thinking of becoming a full-time politician, and we had our brunch gatherings. I made friends. They had campaigns for Greg Smith, who is a good friend of Noel McCoy, and that was election day. And this my sister said, "This one's still very ugly, so make it smaller." All right, I said, "Look, I have my sleeves rolled out. It was really hot, and this looks really ugly. And I don't really care." But my sister said, "No." So Greg Smith eventually got elected and became the member for EPI. So we have one more friend in the parliament. Then Greg's friend, John Alexander, was was also having an election later on. And my sister said, "Oh, well, this is a little bit better. Okay, you can show this one." So we were campaigning for various people throughout the years, and that's us. And this is Alex. He became the federal member for Mitchell. And this was, the first photo is when I was a medical student and we were having Japanese meal. And this was the day when he formally became the member, and he was having a party. He invited me to Canberra, our capital, for a huge party. So that was fun. And this shows how friendship can you can build on the friendship, and they actually care if you help them. And I find like the politicians in Australia are not very greedy. So I said, well, he's really young. He's like in his early 30s. And I said, do you need any help besides, do you need any money for your campaign? And he said, oh, 500. I said, oh, okay. So we donated 500 to him. I said, is that enough? He said, yeah, that's plenty. So don't worry about it. So, you know, they're not greedy, and you know, when they know you're actually their friends, they're not going to scam from you. And this is a photo when we had a WHO lobby group to lobby advocacy group in Canberra. That was back in 2006, and we gave brochures to the members of parliament who would have meetings with us, and they actually used what we gave them in the speech. So the Hansard is this is official document of the Parliament of Australia, and the information in there is what we gave them. So we were very proud that we actually made a difference. This is one of our best friends in politics in Australia. His name is David Clark. So this is Chu Xingzhe, and that's me. It doesn't look at me. That's kind of ugly, so it's okay. It's a phase I go through. So Chu Xingzhe visited Sydney on vacation in 2007. At that time, he was saying, is there anyone I can visit to tell them about Taiwan? Are there any politicians that would be interested in Taiwan? So we actually arranged for him to meet David Clark. But besides that, there was a conference. Chu Xingzhe got his PhD in public health in UCLA. And so there was a conference that was run by my thesis supervisor at the time. It was Bruce Brew. So I said, oh, he was a former health minister from Taiwan. Can he participate in the conference? Because it was after the registration. And as he said, no problem. Besides that, he can be on the panel for discussion about clinical research training roundtable. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And before they had the wrong spelling for his name, and I was a little concerned because there were lots of Chinese scholars there. I said to my supervisor, Professor Brew, can we have the name Taiwan, not Chinese Taipei, because that's not the right name? And he said, I don't see a problem with that. I think only Chinese will get upset about that, so let's do it. So, it's fine. You can influence people that way too. And okay, I'll show you a few nicer brochures. And I want to share quickly with you this, this is David Clark, and in 2007, around the world, lots of people had rallies for UN for Taiwan, right? And I think you might have one, I'm not sure if you have, I'm sure you would have had one in Boston. And this is some excerpts from this. So.
Taiwan should have a seat, and one day Taiwan will have a seat in If the German people can be represented for so many years by two nations in the United Nations, the dictatorship of East Germany represented by two states in the United Nations, a dictatorship of North Korea and a free state of South Korea, then so can Taiwan. If the Chinese people can be represented in the United Nations by a dictatorship of the communist China, then the free people, the free...
如果东德跟西德，独裁的东德跟自由的西德可以同时在联合国，如果
Human rights is banned from sitting in the United Nations.
世界上最独裁的国家中国可以在是平均的分配给台湾的。
Friends, the cause of Taiwan is a noble cause. The cause of Taiwan becoming a member of the United Nations is a just cause, and in the end, justice will prevail. Sit and take its seat in the United Nations.
总有一天，自由民主会达到每个地方。这个加入台湾加入联合国是合情合理的事情，所以台湾有一天
ignored. There's only one way that Taiwan is going, and that's onwards and upwards.